Hi Stephen, this is going to be your 30-minute private reading. So we're going to be looking into your questions and I have them here, the email that you sent. So you said thank you very much for the last reading you did on your German girlfriend, but you've been in two minds who it is. So you'd like a bit of help on this one. So you said number one, will your new girlfriend be someone you know or will it be someone new? Number two, will your new girlfriend be Steffi that you know? And number three, will you meet up with Steffi when you're on holiday? So I did do a reading and I do remember. So let's see in the situation what is essentially going to happen. Let's have a look. I am going to use traditional tarot for your reading. Let's get started. So will your new girlfriend be someone you know or will it be someone brand new? Let's see. Wow, card just flew. We've got the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords is about knowledge. I feel like this is someone you already know, and I do feel like this is Steffi. I do, because the first word that came into my mind was know, as in K-N-O-W, not know as in, you know, a cross as in no, but this is know as in knowledge, you know, K-N-O-W. I'm trying to explain this in the best possible way. So, you know, the swords is all about knowledge, it's about knowing, so I feel like this is someone you know, and I do feel this is Steffi. It's very much so drawn to Steffi's energy, so I feel this is very much so Steffi. So I do believe that this is, you got the Hermit here. So someone you know, thinking a lot in this situation. You know, you're definitely thinking a lot, you're trying to weigh up everything that's happening in this situation. The Hermit energy is about thinking, analysing, really trying to figure out the situation. This is the situation. I do feel, again, it's about inner knowledge. You know, the Hermit is about inner knowledge. It's also about analysing the current situation, what's happening. So I do feel, again, that this is someone you know, because the Hermit is very much, again, about knowledge and knowing. And I feel like, again, it's just connecting to the fact that this is someone you already know and things are going to manifest with the person that you already know, being Steffi. I'm going to combine the first and second question together in this spread because I feel like I'm starting to already answer that second question, which is, will my new girlfriend be Steffi that I know? Again, thinking a lot, knowledge, a spiritual connection. There's definitely something spiritual underlying with you and Steffi, which I feel is going to come to light as time progresses. Things are going to take time in this situation, so again, you know, it's important for you to put a lot of time, energy, effort, more so into yourself. That will help things in the connection spiritually. Just going to go off on a little tangent for a second and talk about the fact there's a Neptune retrograde happening on June the 21st. I do feel this is going to affect, you know, your connection with people that you're tied to spiritually, one of them being Steffi, because, you know, it is going to last from June the 21st all the way until some mid-part way in November. So things are going to get affected because of the Neptune retrograde. They're going to, you know, that planet is moving backwards, which essentially means that it's going to be difficult to, you know, it's going to be difficult because there can be some blockages, and also that's what it can mean. However, it also means that you're seeing things in a much clearer light. It also means that she is going to be able to see things in a much clearer light, and she will be able to read and pick up on this spiritual connection and really come forward in that sense, because it can do two things, and that's what I'm seeing is that, you know, number one, it can slow things down, which is the cons in your situation, and number two, it can really enlighten her to come forward. So that's what I'm seeing in the situation, is it's going to work essentially two ways. And again, it's about inner self, inner peace, you. You know, that's what I'm seeing, is make sure you put a lot of time, energy into yourself, because things are going to take time to manifest. But I do believe that this is going to be someone, again, that you know. This is about knowledge, it's a spiritual connection. This is someone you have a spiritual connection with that you know about currently. So there it is. Wow. Again, a spiritual connection, intuition. I feel like you intuitively know in your mind the connections that you hold, the connections that you possess, who you sit comfortably with, you know. And the High Priestess here is very much so the energy of things evolving in this connection. I do feel that Steffi is going to be, you know, your new girlfriend, and I do also feel that this Taurus energy coming through the High Priestess is very much so about things, again, taking time in this situation. This situation is going to take time to unfold. It comes through the Hermit, the Hangman, and the High Priestess. Things in this situation are definitely going to take time. Whew. Yeah, it's going to take time, you know. Earth energy manifests very, very slowly. Earth energy is, you know, it's something for the long term, which I'm seeing, which is very positive. But again, it takes time to build on, and she's going to become more intuitive, much more open, much more receptive to this connection. But until then, I really do think that it's going to be a case of you having to put energy and time into yourself. We've got the Tower, which means whatever's happening right now, it's not going to be your full lifelong situation, in the sense that, you know, you are going to have answers, you're going to know how, you know, she feels about you, you're going to know where you stand in the situation, and you are going to feel a sense of happiness. Now, if you choose at any point that you want to let go of Steffi, you don't want to pursue anything further with Steffi, then I do see you have the potential, yes, of course, to meet somebody new. I do see that you have the potential to be able to do that. But if you want to stay in this connection and you want to be able to allow for things to grow in this connection, then yes, there is time involved. There is patience that will be needed. You know, give Steffi as much as she gives you. The big message here is to put as much energy that you give this connection, you need to put into yourself. Big, big message. This Tower card is also about the universe telling you that you are protected, that everything happening in your path is meant to be. It's supposed to be that way. The Tower is about a crumbling, it's a demolition, you know, the old gets taken out, the new comes in, and this is really what it's about. It's about a new chapter, a new cycle. It's about starting fresh in this situation and this scenario, and I definitely do see that this, again, is somebody you know, and I do see that your new girlfriend is going to be Steffi, and it's going to feel really fresh and new in the situation. Now we've got the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords again is about time and space. Give this connection time and space. I feel like you really have to, because she's going to enlighten or awaken to this whole connection, but she needs to really do it by herself and not be prompted to do so by anyone else, including yourself. So let her come to terms with it. It's going to happen over time, you know, through the phases of the full moons, the retrogrades that are currently happening. I mean, there are so many retrogrades, you know, Pluto, Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn, the list goes on. There are so many planets moving backwards that it is absolutely crazy, and I do feel that it's going to take time. You know, this Four of Swords is about time, but it's also about putting that time into yourself, you know, resting, retreating, meditating. I feel like meditating can be really, really great for you. If you haven't already started doing it, it's something that is definitely going to uplift you, make you feel better, make you feel stronger. It's something that's really going to give you something very strong to hold on to, and it's going to make you feel a lot better as well from day to day. The Fool indicates a new chapter. As I mentioned, you know, the old cycle gets thrown out, the new gets built in, and it feels like a refresh in the situation, a new chapter. The Fool is that new chapter. I see that she is going to be your new girlfriend, and things are going to move forward in that direction. Again, things will take time. There's a lot of thinking, wondering, waiting that is going to be happening, especially with these retrogrades. A lot of them end actually towards the end of the year, and so this is going to be a time period where you are going to have to put a lot of that time, energy, and effort into yourself, and it's really going to be a time for you, you know, a time for you. The Fool here is very much so about taking this leap of faith and this new beginning, and I feel like it's, you know, it will come, especially with Steffi. You are going to be with someone, I feel, you know, and I feel like it's her. Empress, again, this is someone you know. There it is. Girlfriend material. This is also wife material as well. Again, you know, something for the long term. So this is the potential for the future. But again, Empress is earth energy. Earth energy takes a lot of time to develop, to manifest, to occur. So that is something to also keep in mind, that this situation is going to take its time. It is not going to be quick. It is going to take its time, but it's something that has the potential to grow over time, and also has the potential of growth in the connection in terms of, you know, not just a girlfriend, but a potential long-term wife. You know, that's what I'm seeing in this particular connection. So, you know, very, very strong messages, and I do see that, you know, again, it's someone you know, and I do feel that it is Steffi coming through very, very strongly in this reading. I'm just going to pull 4 more cards. Hey, okay. Way too many cards. I'm not going to take those ones. But we did get quite a few cards here, actually. More than I expected or anticipated, but it's fine. So again, look, wondering, waiting, but no real action at this point in time. So yes, things are going to progress, move forward with Steffi, but again, things are going to take time. So I just want to prepare you, and I want to give you the truth of the matter, that look at all of these cards of things being, you know, still for a while. We've got the Hermit, the Hangman, the High Priestess, and the 4 of Swords. But look here, look what you have here. You've got the 2 and the 3 of Cups. So this indicates, first of all, that this is someone you know. You know, 3 of Cups indicates somebody that you know. The 3 of Cups also is celebration, a union, joy, happiness in the connection. So that's coming through very strongly, which is beautiful, of course. Then, you know, you've also got here the 2 of Cups. So you've got the 2 and the 3. So the 2 leads to the 3, so it leads to joy and happiness. And of course, this is someone you know, being Steffi. But again, this happens in divine timing. You've got the angels there. I mean, the cards that have come out in your spread are absolutely incredible. And you've also got, you know, cup being offered mutually to one another. So that's coming through really, really strongly in this spread, that, you know, this cup is going to be offered by both of you. It's a sign of support, joy, happiness, stability, security. This is counterparts, and the 2 of Cups is about love. It's about support, and it's about a relationship. So your future girlfriend is someone that you know, and it definitely is Steffi, and things are going to evolve in divine timing, but they're going to come. Things are going to come together with this 3 of Cups. I feel like things are not together right now. Remember, the Tower is the universe energy, so whatever is happening, it's there for a specific reason. It's there to teach lessons. It's happening for a purpose. Know that you are always protected by the universe. There is always a reason as to why things happen in our life, and some of these things are lessons. You know, the 3 here is about karma. It's about lessons that have to be learnt and adapted into our life. You know, these things teach us things, and, you know, it's put into our life path for a specific reason. But I do see that there is going to be a union here. Again, you know, the 9 of Wands indicates that there's a lot of contemplating, a lot of thinking, but no real action in this situation. So again, things are a little bit spaced out right now, but that's fine, that's normal, and it's supposed to happen. You know, she will awaken to this connection in her own time. We've also got here the Ace of Pentacles, which shows commitment being offered. You know, I feel that she will be the one to actually bring this up and initiate it. So again, something for the long term, which we see with the Empress. You know, again, earth energy, this is for the long term. This is stability, security, commitment on a higher level. We've also got the King of Wands here, which shows, you know, an indication. It shows an opening. It shows sitting in power. So this is what things are going to move towards. You know, you go from the 9 of Wands to then the King of Wands energy, which is about thinking about things, not taking action, to then suddenly being mature, being in power, taking action in the situation, allowing things to happen, allowing things to unfold, which I think is, of course, very, very positive in this situation. The King of Wands is a proper action taker, letting you know how they feel about you. But also, you know, this is very much so, I feel, the energy in which, you know, you'll both be able to show each other how you feel about each other. There's going to be an initiation, there's going to be spark, and also that King of Wands is about sexual attraction, it's about physical chemistry, passion, you know, there's a spark there which is going to be felt by both of you. Speaking of both of you, Four of Wands, there it is, spiritual connection. This card has so much to it. First of all, spiritual connection. Things happening in divine timing, there's a spiritual connection between the two of you, and, you know, in spiritual connections things can be difficult, I'm not even going to lie. You've got the 4 pillars, the 4 wands, and then, you know, you've got this hanging across. Now this is very much so to tell you that you are protected. You know, you've got 1111, which you can also see. It's about the law of attraction. It's about, you know, whatever path you're on it for a specific reason. There are lessons that you probably will have to go through along the way, but it's also about, you know, the foundation of a happy home, the long term. It's about celebration, union, joy, happiness, things coming together, and then you've got these 2 people here in a union, so it symbolizes a union as well. On top of that, we also have here, you know, one person red, the other one in blue, so this is about, wait for it, this is about, you know, a blue and red magnet. When you see them, you know, they attract. The red and the blue attract. And so that's really what I'm seeing here, and, you know, it's really about the coming together of 2 people and a beautiful relationship that I'm seeing manifest, especially from the 2 to the 3 with the commitment aspect. But this is a spiritual connection, and again, things will take time to develop, but it's shown there. You know, this is a twin flame soulmate card, it's an angel card as well. You can always pray to your angels and guides as well, ask them for advice, ask them for guidance, and through dreams, you know, they will be able to guide you, you know. So in your dreams you may find certain answers to questions that you've asked them. Even throughout the day you might find that, you know, you read something and it just links back to what you may have asked your angels and your guides. So again, if you're confused in your path, you know, really connect with your angels and guides. That can be really, really helpful. The other thing, of course, meditation, I think, is very powerful, very, very strong, and it can really help to clear your mind and boost your energy and boost your strength as well. So, yes, to answer your first and second question, of course, you know, this does go very in depth as well, but first and second question is, yes, this is someone you know, and yes, I do think that this is Steffi, who will be your next girlfriend. But again, things can take time to manifest, and, you know, that's what I'm seeing. Things can take time to manifest, and in between then and, you know, things coming together, you can always keep your options open. You can always speak to other people. You know, that is something that you can do. You're not limited to one person until, you know, you are committed to that particular person in this situation. So, you know, you can always keep the options open, and, you know, that is what I'm seeing. But I do see that the next person essentially for you, I do feel, is Steffi. I feel like even if you did date other people, I feel like in the back of your mind you would keep getting drawn to Steffi. But also, you know, there is potential for someone else to come in, but I feel like things may manifest with that person, but then I feel like, you know, Steffi would probably come into the picture around the same time as well. So I am seeing essentially that Steffi is probably most likely going to beat anyone else new in the chance for something long term, is what I'm seeing, is that you would most likely choose her over someone new, even if things manifested with the person that was new. But you can talk to other people, you know, there's nothing wrong with talking to people and even making friends. You never know, you may end up with lifelong friends. Yeah, so that is what I'm seeing, but I am seeing that Steffi will most likely beat anyone else new. Not physically beat, obviously, but beat as in, you know, really get onto the same path, and then you would most likely choose Steffi. That is what I'm seeing. So I do see that your next girlfriend will most likely be Steffi, but of course you can always talk to people, you know, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So I'm going to move on to your last question, which is, will you meet up with Steffi when you're on holiday? Alright, let's have a look. I'm just going to have to shuffle the cards a little bit as well. So I do feel like this is going to be Steffi. The next card just flew out. Your next girlfriend, I feel, is definitely going to be Steffi. Right, so let's see. I'm going to shuffle one more time, and then I'm going to shuffle again. So I've done 3 shuffles. Okay, let's see. Will you meet up with Steffi when you are on holiday? Ten of Cups. Straight away. Straight away. Ten of Cups. The Hermit. Feels like there's free will in this decision, and essentially what this means is that yes, there is the potential to do so. I've got a lot of repeating cards, a lot of repeating cards. All 3 of these cards came up in the previous spread except for the Ten of Cups. Death. Alright, so here's what I'm seeing. Okay. Is that yes, there is definitely potential in which you can meet up with Steffi on holiday. But there's also free will. So because Neptune is going into a retrograde, it's really difficult for me to give you a solid yes or no on this particular question because of that retrograde. That retrograde is playing tricks, and it is really giving people a lot of leeway in free will, and to make decisions. So even if I said something, I feel like it could just change. So I don't want to give you an answer that I believe is going to change. I want to be very certain in the answer that I give you, and that retrograde is really allowing, especially Steffi, to think about things in a very different way. So yes, there is potential with this Ten of Cups. Huge potential, absolutely. There's also potential here with the fact that you've got counterparts, the Hierophant and the High Priestess. Again, red and blue, a connection. But right now, things are not ready to evolve and manifest. You saw that Nine of Wands where there is thought, but there's no action. You saw the Hermit, the Hanged Man, even the High Priestess, where there's thought, but no real action. The Hermit also came up in the previous spread. Thought, but no real severe action. So whilst there is this connection spiritually, it really is about what is going on in the current situation. So yes, there is potential for you guys to meet up. Yes, there is spiritually a beautiful connection that is underlined. With the Four of Wands, there is a spiritual connection. And there is counterparts here, especially with the Ten of Cups, but this really does lie on free will. Because we've got, again, the Hermit. It shows a state of Hermit, which, of course, is, space and time for yourself, and Hermit mode, essentially. That's what it shows. We've also got Death here, which can also mean a no. So we've got a yes, and we've also got a no. Now, the Death can also mean a transformation, which means a change of free will, is what I'm seeing. So I feel so specifically that I can't give you an exact answer because it's giving me 2 answers, and when the spirit guides do this, they're telling me you can't say yes or no, because if you say yes, it could change to a no. If you say no, it could literally change to a yes. There's a lot happening spiritually. I hope you can understand the fact that I really can't answer this 100%, but I do feel there's a potential for it to happen, and if you really want to make it happen, it can happen. But also free will wise, she is spiritually, there's a lot going on. There's so many retrogrades happening, so it's very, very difficult for me. Usually the cards will point a yes or a no, but this is showing different things. Oh, Nine of Wands again. See, it shows thinking but no action. So that's what I'm seeing here in this situation, is this is something that you're going to have to wait out and see, because it can change at any given point. 1 second it feels like a yes, the next second it can feel like a no. You know, that's really what I'm seeing, is that it's going in 2 directions. There you go, look at that. The bottom 4 cards are all indicating yes, potential, but the top 4 cards are indicating no action, you know, solitude, no with death. 9 of Wands is about thinking but no action, and the Moon also indicates a no. There it is. So the most important thing here is that there is a spiritual connection, but I feel like things are getting blocked because of these retrogrades that are taking place, and these retrogrades are pretty heavy on spiritual connections, especially when Neptune is going retrograde in the sign of Pisces. There it is. You know, the Moon is ruled by Pisces. This controls emotions, it controls our actions, our intent, our boundaries. Also, Saturn is in retrograde, and that is about structure and boundaries and our self-efficiency. You've got Jupiter, which is also in retrograde as well, and that is, you know, the bigger picture of things. So a lot is happening spiritually, and I feel like this is something you need to wait out. And I feel like you need to put a lot more time and energy into yourself, into this connection, because I do see that there is huge potential. I mean, you've got counterparts here. You've got the 10 of Cups on the side and the 4 of Wands. And I feel like the guides are trying to tell me that things for the future will be really incredible, really amazing. Things will work out. You'll feel like things are going on the right path. But right now, things look stuck. And at any given point, you know, things can change, especially with these retrogrades. Majority of these retrogrades end before the end of the year, so that's what I'm seeing with those retrogrades. But you know, until then, you know, things are going to be perhaps on and off, hot and cold. Again, what I'm seeing with this question is yes and no. So again, the Moon, hot and cold, on and off, yes and no. 9 of Wands, again, it's just about contemplating and pondering and thinking about things, but no real action. There's nothing solid that I can say in this particular situation. I hope you can understand that. The Death card also here is indicating, you know, transition, and, you know, it is indicating a no, but it indicates a transition, which means it could go straight from a no to a yes, or a yes to a no, so you may find yourself in that situation. But again, the Hermit is very much so really thinking about things a lot. But again, this is something you're going to have to weigh out. This is something that you will just have to go through day by day and see, you know, what is going on in this particular situation, because there is potential for you to meet Steffi on holiday, but again, this can change at any given moment. So that's really what I am trying to tell you, and this also could be a warning, just to, you know, keep your expectations a little bit lower, just in case that does happen. But you can see that there is a very strong spiritual connection here, and something that can really last into the long term, because you've got counterparts, and this is something I'm seeing evolve for the future. You know, you've got the 10 of Cups there, which is about emotional satisfaction, emotional happiness, joy, bliss, a union, something stable for the future, things coming together, feeling really, really happy in the connection, you know, and just feeling like all the cups are aligned, things are aligning, the stars are aligning, feeling like you have got what you wanted, and feeling like, you know, you have the answers. I feel like she is going to be your next girlfriend. As I mentioned, you know, even if you do meet someone else, I do feel that, you know, it's not going to manifest to, you know, to such a high level where, you know, I feel like Steffi would probably then enter the picture and you would most likely choose her. That's that kind of energy that I'm really getting through. Yes, there's a potential for you to, you know, have a connection with someone else as well, but, you know, I do see that Steffi does get into your energy in that sense. Also, the 4 of Wands again shows potential of a happy future, happy family, stability, security, and joy. You have a lot of yellow in all of these cards, and that shows prosperity, things being very auspicious for you as well. And I am seeing specifically that things will get moving. You know, they may feel really difficult and challenging right now. Let the space that we saw with the Hermit, the High Priestess, the Hanged Man, and, you know, all the other cards that we saw in the previous spread, especially with that 4 of Swords, let those cards guide you to find, you know, more energy into yourself, because I do feel there's a spiritual connection here between you and Steffi, and she can feel a loss of the, you know, energy, the the time you spend thinking about her and things like that, she can feel when you're not thinking about her. So put that time, energy into yourself, and you'll find that things can evolve much quicker in this situation, is what I'm trying to say, because it is a spiritual connection, and that's how spiritual connections work. And that is really what I'm seeing in this whole spread, Stephen. I hope this gives you clarity. I hope it gives you the answers that you were looking for, and that you really wanted in the situation. I hope that you have an absolutely lovely day, night, wherever you are, and take care. Bye.